So stretch your mind and generate bodhicitta. Stretch the mind to encompass the welfare of all living beings, not just our own, not just the people we like, not just everybody who voted the same way we did. But how everybody shares that mind that simply wants to be happy and not suffer. So just as we wish ourselves well, let's wish others well. And realizing that there's so many more others than there is I, then to really adhere to democracy, consider others as more important. They're more numerous than I. And so in that way, let's frame all of the actions we do as contributing to the welfare of others. Even though those actions may not directly contribute, but by progressing on the path ourselves, slowly increasing our ability to be of more and more benefit. And so rejoicing in that ability, in how far we've come since when we were born in the lower realms. Pretty far, huh? Then let's make a strong determination to continue on in this path of compassion and wisdom. And may that be our motivation for sharing the Dharma today. Yes.
Venerable, can I ask a question on conflict of identities?
Yeah.
Sometimes, so I have this problem on, I am aware I am doing dishes.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm doing dishes seems to be a separate identity of B person.
Yeah.
I'm aware it's actually A person. So sometimes I'm confused that there are two persons that in the plate.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there's the I that's aware, and then the I that's doing the dishes.
Yeah, but when I'm unhappy, it's B person unhappy, but A person didn't change, so I got confused.
Wait a minute, I missed that last part.
So when I change the sentence to, I am unhappy.
Yeah, then there's only one I.
There's one I, but the A person didn't change the emotion because it's just like aware. I was confused on that. So
Yeah, but you can say, I'm aware that I'm unhappy.
Uh-huh.
So are you two different people?
Still two different people because B person...
Two different people, really? At one time?
Yeah, at one time.
Oh, so you're Kenru, and also you're, what? Denti?
Tenzin.
Tenzin. No, those are too similar. Oh, okay. He's Kenru, and he's Ashwagosha. So he's two different people.
So I got confused on
Yeah.
this.
So if we say Ashwagosha, it's time for lunch, you're going to keep doing what you're doing. You're not going to come for lunch because you're saying, I'm Kenru, I'm not Ashwagosha. But to me, I call you Ashwagosha. My name's Chudran, but when my parents were alive, they still called me by my lay name. Which one am I? There are two different people in there. There's Chudran, there's Cherry. Two different people. And Chudran and Cherry, have a lot of conversations. Yeah. Okay. We have to look, because when we say same and different, our mind in different contexts will give different meanings to those words. Okay? So, in one way, from a Buddhist way, Tenzin and Ashwagosha are different. Yeah, Tenzin's not eating lunch, Ashwagosha's stuffing himself. Except if Tenzin is your mind and Ashwagosha is your body, then Ashwagosha is going to come to lunch, but your mind isn't. Or both of them come to lunch. Yeah. Do you suffer from split personality? Yeah. Were you Ashwagosha yesterday and Tenzin today? Are you the same person today as you were yesterday? No. So you weren't Tenzin yesterday and you aren't Tenzin today? Okay. Yeah. This is getting us thinking, how do we use words? Because when we say a word, we seem to think it has some inherent nature in itself. Yeah? How about the basis of designation of Tenzin? Is that the same basis of designation as for Kenru? Is the same basis of designation? So before he took lay precepts and got the name Tenzin, he was Tenzin. Before you ordained, you were Damcha. Damcha was born. No. Did Damcha exist at the same time as Ruby? Or is the name of that pond? I got the pond part. This is a shoo. To me, my ear, most Chinese words sound like
It's not just you, most Chinese people can't pronounce it.
So, yeah. So who was born? Shoo. But Ruby wasn't born, and Damcha wasn't born. So if Ruby wasn't born, when did she come into being? Yeah? If Ruby wasn't born, that means Ruby just came out of nowhere?
When I was 9, my aunt gave me that name, literally.
Oh, so you became Ruby at the age 9, but Ruby wasn't born. Okay. Are you red?
No.
You're blue, aren't you?
Yes.
You better not be red.
Definitely not red.
Yeah, okay. So we have a blue ruby. Hmm? And how about Damcha? I mean, she doesn't have just two personalities, she has three. Four? What's the other one?
Oh, yeah, then you have a Chinese ordination.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about my extra name. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, when we designate something, does it attain its own inherent meaning, its own inherent nature? Yeah. When she became Damcha, she wasn't the same as Ruby anymore. But if your parents say Ruby, you answer.
No, they call me Damshu. Yeah. No, my parents
They don't
are.
call you Shushu?
No, they call me Damcho in the
Damcho.
Singlish way. Hey, Damcho. They're very well trained.
And somebody else calls you Ms. Pan or Miss Pan. Yeah.
Immigration officer will call her Miss Pan.
Pan. Pan or Pan? Is she Pan or is she Pan? Okay. When we talk about things existing on the level of conventions only, without their own inherent nature, this is related to how we conceive of them and the name we give when we conceive of them. The problem is, when we have a concept of who that person is and we give them the name, we forget that we imputed that on them, and instead we think they have some nature inside of them that makes them that. What makes you a Pan? Is it your genes? But then you would only have your father's genes. But you have your mother's genes too. So what's your mother's? Lloyd. Lloyd. So you're a Panloy. Why don't they call you Ms. Panloy?
Patriarchy.
So, you don't get it. The basis of designation may change when the name changes. In the sense that, before she took ordination, she was Ruby. Then, after ordination, she became Damcha. There was a difference in the basis of designation there, because Damcha didn't have the Pratimoksha precepts. Ruby didn't have the Pratimoksha precepts. Damcha did. Actually, Ruby had the lay precepts, those are Pratimoksha. Okay, but you didn't become Damcha when you took those precepts. Why not? When she doesn't know the answer, she just... I'm not bad. Look, I'm smiling. You can't think I'm bad. So, okay. When we really look at conventional reality, it's not real. It doesn't have its own inherent nature. But, we get confused, and as soon as we impute something, we think it has some nature in it that makes it that. Okay? While the trial was going on for dear Donnie, okay, was he a felon? Was he guilty? No. Okay, the trial's going on, but everybody's presumed innocent until proven guilty. Yeah. When the jury came to a conclusion, yeah, then was he guilty? Which trial? Yeah, there's so many. I'm talking about the Stormy Daniels one, you know, of
Hush money.
yeah, the hush money one, and the incorrect records, you know, recording things. Yeah. So, at what point did he become guilty? Was he guilty after signing the last false statement of, you know, of all those papers that he was doing? Did he become guilty then, or did he become guilty after the jury made their decision? Or was he guilty but we didn't know it? But what happens if he was guilty and then the jury said, no, he wasn't guilty? Then is he guilty or not guilty? Okay. So when we use words, conventional nature, conventionalities are messy. Words are messy. Yeah. We like everything to be very clean, clear, absolutely no crossover, no thing of mixing anything up. If you are Ruby, you are Ruby. You aren't and you aren't Damtra. Okay? So, you know, we like everything to be neat. But, you know, people call you different names. So which one are you? Sometimes people say to me, what do I call you? And I say, try, hey, you. You know, I'll answer to that. Why not? Why shouldn't I answer to hey, you? If there's some danger and somebody screams, hey, you, I will answer. Yeah? But it's interesting just how messy things are, but how we like to put things in nice, neat categories that don't overlap. Yeah. And so, you know, that poor guy over there wearing glasses and the Abbey t-shirt, I don't know what his name is or who he is, because, you know, sometimes he's Kenru and sometimes he's Tenzin and sometimes he's Mr. Lim? Ong, that's right, sorry, Ong. Oh, I called him Lim when he's an Ong. Oh, I'm so bad. Yeah, I'm bad. I misspoke his name. Yeah. So, you know, we like these people to be very separate, and yet there's some overlap. And yet the basis of designation is different. In one way it's different. In another way, it's not different. Yeah. And what does different mean and what does same mean? Okay, so the whole point, you know, of this is to realize how much when, you know, how our mind solidifies things and how designating anything with a name or thinking something is something exists in relationship to something else. Okay, when we say, when we were chanting the Manjushri prayer, he's cleared away the two obscurations. Does Manjushri have obscurations? No. Okay, but we can't say he has cleared away obscurations if obscurations were totally non-existent, like a rabbit's horn and a turtle's mustache and weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. All those things are totally non-existent. We fought a war, we got involved in a war because we believed that something that was non-existent was existent. Why? Because somebody who had the designation president said so. What do you think? It's true, isn't it? Yeah? So when somebody says, oh, that person's a jerk, are they really a jerk? Is there something inside them that is a jerk nature? Okay, so just to look at how we like everything to be nice, neat, clean, yeah. But actually things are quite messy. And when you really investigate, is something this? Is it that? What does this word mean? What is the referent of this word? Yeah, when you examine, what the conclusion you come to from your examination differs from how you thought about it before you analyzed. Okay? Okay, we better continue. Otherwise, you're not going to know who you are. And then you're going to say, oh, maybe I don't exist. Yeah, well, if you don't exist, then I don't exist. But if you die, does that mean that I die? In what way is my existence dependent on you? Yeah? When we say I, aren't we automatically assuming there's a you? There's something that's I, and there's something that's not I. Yeah? One time, this was many years ago, Alex Burson was translating for the previous Circa Rinpoche, who was our teacher. And Rinpoche was teaching equalizing and exchanging self for others. So one of the things is figuring out, figuring out who I am when you say I am more important than others. And so the example used is, and it is very interesting, you're here, and then you look on the other side of Spring Valley. Okay, so this is here, that is there. And we feel here is that we are here. Everybody knows we are here. We are not there. Yeah. When somebody says, come here, they mean here. They don't mean there. But when you go to the other side of the valley, that becomes here, and this becomes there. Okay. Right now, this side of the valley, that side of the valley. You go there, no, you're going here. And when you're here, that is there. But when you're here, that is there, and this is here. So which is here and which is there? So Rinpoche is going on about this, and how we designate, I and other. Yeah. And he got Alec so confused that then Rinpoche said, you don't know who you are anymore. At which point everybody started laughing. And when you're the translator and everybody laughs at you, do you laugh or do you cry? Yeah? Do you join in the humor and laugh at yourself? Or do you go, my reputation is at stake, and you cry? Which one do you do? Who is the person who decides whether you laugh or cry? Are there two different yous inside of you? Okay, so when we look at phenomena, there's the basis of designation, and then there is the designated object. Okay, the basis of the designation is the collection of parts. The screen, the cover, the keyboard, all the different things inside. Those are the basis of designation. The designated object is computer. Yeah. But when we look and we try and figure out exactly what does the word computer refer to, yeah, can we point to something and say, that is the object, that is the computer. Yeah, we can't find anything in the basis of designation that is the object designated. Sit there with that for a while. There is nothing that is the basis of designation of I, that is me. Yeah. So who am I? And then we see, oh, I have this idea. I have an idea that I am like this and this and this and this and this. I am, there has to be a body, it has to be a mind. I have this identity, I have this kind of religious affiliation, this kind of career, this kind of nationality, this kind of height and weight. I have all those qualities. Am I any of those qualities? Yeah. But are the qualities different from I, different from me? Yeah. If we, at what point, okay, we would all agree this is a computer. If I start taking it apart, at what point does it not become a computer? Yeah. If I take off the screen, is it no longer a computer?
Stop functioning as a computer.
Yeah. Okay, let's say the screen is there, but when I press the button to turn on, nothing happens. Is it a computer or is it not a computer? Is a broken computer a computer? Is a broken computer? It is? It's still a computer? So somebody can sell you a broken computer because they're selling you a computer. Yeah? Oh, I see. So a corpse is still a person. What?
It depends on what you label as a person.
Well, we all know what a person is. Don't we? What? You're not sure you're a person?
The corpse is considered or was a person.
It was a person, but something that was something, is it that thing?
But you could still say that person is dead, so it still is a person.
It still is a person. Okay. So a dead person is a person. But don't persons breathe and talk and think and...
Not a dead one.
But if it's a person, yeah, the person is that which is labeled in dependence on the 4 or 5 aggregates. So you're still labeling that a person. Does it have 4 or 5 aggregates?
No longer.
No. So is it a person? If it doesn't have all 5 human aggregates, is it a person? It's not a person, is it? So why are you saying that person's dead? Yeah. When we say that person is dead, we also have a habit of calling the result by the name of the cause. When you plant a seed, you say, and somebody, you're in the garden and you're planting flower seeds. Somebody says, "What are you planting?" You say, "I'm planting daisies." But you're planting seeds, you're not planting daisies. You're planting the seeds of daisies, but you're not planting daisies. There's no daisy there. If somebody walked out and you say, "Look at my beautiful daisies," that person's going to say, "Cuckoo, there's no daisies there. You're hallucinating." So and this is when I say that, conventional things are messy. Because we say, "I'm planting daisies." But everybody in this case knows that that means you're planting the seeds of daisies. But literally, you're lying. Yeah, but in this case, no one misunderstands you, so it's not considered a lie. Okay? But, the seed is the cause, the daisy is the result. The person is the cause, the dead person is the result. So when you say that person is dead, you're not talking about the living person is dead. The living person has died and no longer exists. But you're imputing the name of the cause to the result. And then getting confused and thinking there's still a person there. Yeah? And that's why we make such a big deal about funerals. It's as if the person is still there. You buy a really expensive coffin to make up for all the nasty things that you said and did about that person. You're giving them a beautiful coffin as an expression of your love to say, "I'm sorry for all the times I was mean to you." Is that person there to receive your expression of love? No, they're not there. Yeah? Only the body is there. The body is not the person. Is it? Yeah? You have a girlfriend. Is she just some corpse? Who's dragging her corpse around? Her mom is dragging her corpse?
I hope not.
What?
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not. Who's dragging that corpse? This is one of the Zen koans. Who is dragging that corpse around? Okay. You like your girlfriend, yeah? You like her corpse? Oh, that corpse is so beautiful. I hope not. Yeah, no. Okay. So, when we start looking, there's a basis of designation, there's a designated object. They aren't the same. We get them confused. We think that once we designate something with that name, it becomes that from its own side. It ceases to be a designated object. We impute some nature in it, from itself. Yeah. So you impute girlfriend. Yeah. What makes her a girlfriend? Yeah. Is it her body? Is it her mind? We just said, you're not. It's not the body that you're infatuated with. Yeah. Her mind. Yeah. So when she's in a bad mood, you're infatuated with her. Really? Yeah. We gotta watch this guy. Yeah. Somebody's in a mad mood and he goes, oh, but you say to her, yeah, you're still infatuated with her when she's in a bad mood. So you say, oh, I love you so much. When I'm in a bad mood, you don't say that to me. You better not say that to me.
But I would still admire you.
But you still what?
But I would still admire you.
Yeah. So? You admire me when I'm in a bad mood?
Sure.
Wait until you see me in a bad mood. You might think twice. Yeah. So who is the person that we're in love with? Who is the person we can't stand? And how come one person, when you meditate on friend, enemy, and stranger, at one point that person is a friend, you think they're so great, and then, they turn against you, now they're an enemy. Which one are they? Are they a friend or are they an enemy? When they were a friend, you looked, oh, they are inherently a friend. They always are so nice. They're always going to love me. They're always going to take my side. They're always going to think my ideas are right. Well, not always, but even if I have a wrong idea, they're not going to blame me for having a wrong idea. They're always, always, always going to think I'm wonderful. Okay? That's the definition of a friend, isn't it? Yeah? Somebody who's always going to think you're wonderful. If they weren't always going to think you're wonderful, why are they're not your friend? Yeah. But I don't think she always thinks you're wonderful. You may think she's always wonderful, but I don't think she thinks that you're always wonderful. Yeah, you agree with me?
She doesn't think I'm always wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So she doesn't think you're always wonderful. Why in the world do you think she's always wonderful? I think you're wonderful. Yeah. So, what is a wonderful person? What is a rotten person? Hmm? Yeah. Yeah, somebody wrote me an email and said, I live in northern Florida, and they had moved to northern Florida from somewhere on the West Coast. And they said it was really hard to get used to being here. Yeah. And now it's like everybody around is a Trumpy, and they blast it, she said. Maybe it was a man who wrote the email, I can't remember. They blast it. They have Trump t-shirts, Trump hats. They even put Trump stickers on their windows and on their golf clubs, and and they said, whenever I see that, I just cringe, like, oh, why are these people in your face like that, and why do they believe in that person? Ugh. And then they said, but when I see them just, shopping and in the playground with their kids, they're just regular, normal, friendly people. So which are they? Yeah? Are they both? But that's pretty contradictory. Yeah? Or, which one are they? Do you have to decide which one they are? Do you have to are they two different people, and you put each one in a box? That one's a Trumpy, automatically. This one is a nice person who smiles at me. Good. Yeah? Is it the same person? Is it a different person? Which one do you like? Why do you like one and you don't like the other? Yeah? Why, if somebody's wearing a Trumpy t-shirt, do you turn the other way but when they put on their Abbey t-shirt, you go up and talk to them? Yeah? And what happens if you've seen them in both t-shirts? Then when they're wearing the Trumpy one, do you go up and say, have you been to the Abbey? Because you know that they have an Abbey t-shirt. Or do you just relate to them as a Trumpy? And when they're wearing their Abbey t-shirt, yeah, do you say, do you still believe in that guy? Yeah. Or do you relate to them as a nice person? Okay. We better get to the text. Yeah. Well, maybe we won't get to the text. Maybe we're in the middle of the text already.
So then I get really curious with the basis of designation. Can you just talk, I'm going to say it's impermanent, changing by moment by moment, but we're imputing these two very, very different people on this basis. But the basis is really a neutral, impermanent phenomena, right? And we're just throwing all sorts of stuff on it, and then we proliferate, and then it becomes that. This is what the point is that you're really trying to hone in on, is that that they're different, that the designated object and the basis are different, and to see how much the designated object from our side is where we drive the whole proliferating.
Yeah.
And that the base is just this neutral little phenomena being there.
Well, does the basis have to be neutral?
No, I'm just saying that it's not inherently Trumpy or inherently Abbey. It's the body and the mind and, the aggregate.
Yeah, so are they a Trumpy or are they a Dharma person?
I'm just saying that it doesn't negate that there's some behavior there in that person that we might be seeing.
Yes, okay. But does that behavior make them a Trumpy or make them an Abbey person?
That's the part I want to...
Yeah. And once you say, oh, they're a Trumpy because of that behavior, yeah, then you relate to them totally different than if you say they're a Dharma person. Yeah. They still sometimes have that same behavior, maybe not at that moment. Yeah. Oh, but this is an interesting one. You're talking to them, and you're talking about the Dharma. Then they're a Dharma person. And then you say, who did you vote for? And they say, Trump. Then your whole feeling about them changes. From one moment to the next, depending on the label, the name, how you conceived of them. And we forget that label Trump or Dharma person, we impute a meaning to it, and then we think that meaning comes from the from the side of the object to us. Yeah, as soon as that person says Trump, our whole feeling changes. Oh, you want to deport me? No, I don't want to deport you. You were born here. But my ancestors weren't. Yeah, my ancestors were immigrants. You don't like immigrants. You don't like my ancestors. You don't like me. If you had been alive, you would have deported my ancestors. So that means you're going to deport me. Because there's something in my ancestors that is me. This is how people think, isn't it? You know, when you look at your genealogy, and people get so attached to that genealogy. Yeah, that happened to my ancestors. That means that's in me. Is it? Yeah. Then why are we so attached to our identities? Yeah. And maybe Trump does want to deport us. Yeah? At the time my ancestors entered the country, it was legal. But they were refugees. I think now if they came, they would probably kick them out. So does that mean that they want me out? Yeah? Okay. And maybe we should get to this. Yeah. Okay. So are you getting a little unsure that you know a lot? When you don't even know who you are? Yeah. What's your Dharma name? Yeah. Huh? You don't have one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Don't have one yet, no.
Oh. When you get one, then are you going to say, who are you going to be? Oh, you don't know. Who are you now? You don't know who you are. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to, when are you getting on the plane? Tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday? In 10 years? Yeah, in 10 years. Okay, 20 years. Yeah, yeah. Okay, then he's going to get to the counter where they check the ID, and he's not going to know who he is. Yeah? Yeah, after you take refuge, then you'll have a card with your Dharma name on it. When you get to the airport, are you going to give them your passport or your Dharma card? Who are you? Yeah. I mean, I go by children, but when I get to the border, they call me a different name. And I better say, yes, I'm here. Or they're going to send in the psych squad. Yeah, because I won't know who I am. Okay. So now I have to find this file again, unless it knows who it is. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now this says page 9 here. On page 10. Okay, where were we? We were at the Four Seals, right? Doctrine of no self. Where are the Four Seals? And we did the first one, right? Do you remember what it is? What was the first thing? Huh? What? All conditioned things are impermanent. Are you a conditioned phenomena? Do you feel like you're a conditioned phenomena? Do you feel like you're just something that depends on all the causes and conditions that made you? Or do you feel like you're a unique individual? Yeah. Definitely unique. But is there anything about you that didn't come from somewhere else? Yeah. Do you have any unique feeling or thought? Yeah. Is any atom of your body, unique? It's recycled, isn't it? Yeah. All the atoms that make up our body are recycled, and they used to be something else. Maybe even the atoms in another person's body.
My mind stream is unique.
What?
My mind stream is unique.
Your mind stream is unique.
Only I have this mind stream.
Who's the I that has the mind stream?
Maybe labeled on that.
Oh yeah, merely labeled, yes. What is the merely labeled I? It's unique, isn't it? It's unique. From its own side, it's unique. What makes your mind stream unique?
There's no identical other.
There's no identical other. So, but you aren't the same person as you were yesterday. No. So you're a different person.
The mind stream continues from yesterday.
Yeah. Is yesterday's I today's I?
No.
No. But yesterday's mind stream is today's mind stream?
It's a continuation.
It's a continuation. Yeah, but it's not the same.
It's not identical.
No. Do you feel like you're the same person you were yesterday?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh. But you aren't the same person as you were yesterday.
I know, but intellectually and emotionally it's different.
Yeah. There's a difference between how you feel and what you know intellectually. Yeah. That difference can bring a lot of happiness or bring a lot of suffering. Yeah. Okay. The second of the Four Seals. All contaminated phenomena are unsatisfactory or in the nature of suffering. What's a contaminated phenomena? Does it have to be covered in poop? Does it have to have COVID virus sprinkled on it? What makes something contaminated? Yeah, the self-grasping. Mm-hmm. So if there's self-grasping, the person is ignorant.
The person has ignorance.
Because what?
The person has ignorance. The person is not ignorant.
Oh, person has ignorance but isn't ignorance.
Person is non-compositional grab bag. Ignorance is a mind.
Oh, it's the whole grab bag?
It's in that category of grab bag.
Oh, okay. It's in that category. But
Ignorance
it
is
isn't
a
a
mind.
grab bag.
No, it's not a grab bag.
Yeah, okay. I can't call you grab bag. But aren't you a grab bag of a bunch of different things that aren't you? Yeah,
Collection of parts.
a collection of parts. Does that sound more polite than grab bag?
Yes.
What makes it sound more polite? Why is grab bag not polite? Doesn't give you enough respect. But collection of parts gives you respect. No, it's interesting. What makes the difference? Yeah. And do we really feel like you're a collection of parts? Or a grab bag? Yeah. No, I'm a real person. Yeah. I'm a real person. Don't call me a collection of parts. Yeah. But are you a collection of parts? Yeah, you are. Then you have the wrong label. We should call, hey you, collection of parts. Wow. How would you feel if all day long people were calling you collection of parts? Would your self-image change?
Probably.
It would, wouldn't it? And this feeling of a strong I wouldn't feel the same.
Distinguish if you call collection of parts and all of us as yes.
Yes. Well, if I say that you're all persons, you all say yes too, so how do I distinguish you? You're all persons. Yeah, you're all grab bags. You're all collection of parts. Yeah, like the 2 cups. Remember, you said, Okay. All contaminated phenomena are unsatisfactory or in the nature of suffering. Okay, so contaminated means that it has to do with self-grasping. And sometimes it means also the latency of self-grasping, which are 2 different things, but they're related. How can you be different but related? Okay, are unsatisfactory or in the nature of suffering. Are you suffering all day long? You are?
Yes.
Yes? What?
Third type of dukkha.
But you're never happy. Can you be happy and suffering at the same time?
Yes. Second type of
Then you're really nuts. Yeah? Yeah, your stomach is full. Are you happy?
Yes.
Yes. Are you suffering?
Yes.
You guys are nuts. Totally nuts. Yeah. My mother, if she heard that, she would say, well, let me give you something to suffer about then. So then you will know what suffering is. Okay, so I'm going to splash this water. That won't make you suffer enough. I'm going to bang this. Okay, then I'm going to go, are you happy? She's going to say, yes. As she gushes blood, I'm happy. Are you suffering? She's going to say, yes, I'm happy and suffering. What's the difference then between when you're bleeding and you have and when you're not?
Bleeding, dukkha of suffering. Full stomach, dukkha of change.
But why are you saying dukkha does not mean suffering? You are not suffering all the time. Are you? Are you suffering all the time?
What do you mean by suffering?
Thank you.
You don't know what suffering is. My mother will give you something so you can identify what it is. Yeah. Okay. What I'm getting at, when new people come to Buddhism and they hear life is suffering, they say, I don't want to be anywhere near these people. Yeah. I'm not suffering all day long. I have happiness. How can you say that I'm happy and I'm suffering at the same time? That's like saying you're permanent and you're impermanent at the same time. You can't be both. Okay? What I'm getting at is this is a horrible translation. So don't use it. Yeah? It's in the nature. That's why we're sticking to the word dukkha. Yeah? It's in the nature of dukkha. It's not in the nature of suffering. How we, normal people, yeah, she's not a normal person over there. Yeah? When normal people say they're suffering, they mean something hurts. Yeah? So, that's the conventional meaning of it. So, yeah. So we have to be careful how we translate terms because people can get really, really the wrong idea about Buddhism. Yes, Miss Suffering?
But was what His Holiness just said that all contaminated things are in the nature of suffering?
Yeah.
But that can't be the first type of suffering.
But that's what?
So there you would rather it be said that all contaminated things are the nature of dukkha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't say all contaminated things are in the nature of suffering. Yeah, it's a bad translation. And it's the same thing as why some people around here still use the term self-cherishing. Yeah. Shouldn't you cherish yourself? Then why do you say self-cherishing is the source of all problems? Why do you say I have to get rid of self-cherishing if you should cherish yourself? It's a bad translation, isn't it? It gives people totally the wrong idea. So why do you still use that term? Why don't you use the term I use, which is the correct term? Yeah? Why not? You self-cherishing people. Then you go, well, you told me to be self-cherishing. Yes, but you're so selfish. But aren't you supposed to cherish yourself? Yeah. See, this is what happens when we have misleading translations, is you get really confused. Yeah? And that's one of the reasons why I changed when I used the term, yeah, because somebody came to me one day and said, she was actually at the Sangha Rinpoche teachings, but this was who she was many years ago. So I don't know if she's the same person or not the same person. But anyway, several years ago, the person who was in the same continuum as she is today said, you know, I went to a Tibetan Lama and I said, you know, the scriptures say that self-cherishing is the cause of everything bad, all the cause of our samsara and our negativities. And so, you know, I don't cherish myself. I must be a really awful person. You know, I'm the cause of all my own negativities. Something's really wrong with me. Yeah, and she asked the Lama, is that the right meaning of, you know, criticizing self-cherishing? And he said, yes. Okay, and she got confused. That means I shouldn't cherish myself? What was happening is there's one term for self that it can be, that the translator was using for self-cherishing, that the Lama understood as that factor that cares for oneself more than anybody else. Okay? When she said, oh, you know, then I cherish myself, something's wrong with me, I shouldn't cherish myself. Yeah, then she was getting it all, she was using a different English word. Yeah, she was referring, you know, to self-centeredness. Yeah. Okay, but she was using the word self-cherishing to mean the factor that cherishes oneself above and beyond everybody else in an unrealistic way. Yeah, and she was using self-cherishing and self-centered or self-preoccupied as meaning the same thing. And so that's why the Lama said, yes, you know, you shouldn't cherish yourself, because those two different English words have one Tibetan word. Okay. But then if you say, you know, if you think in English, self-centeredness and self-cherishing are the same thing, then you come to the conclusion you shouldn't cherish yourself. Well, if you don't cherish yourself, you should hate yourself. But then the Lamas say, no, you shouldn't hate yourself. You need to have self-confidence. So do I cherish myself or not? See, so this is the problem that comes when we have translations that are not so good, and when different people in the same group use different words to refer to the same thing. Okay, are you getting what I'm saying here? Yeah, we should cherish ourselves. We have the Buddha nature. Yeah, should you be self-centered and only think of your own happiness? You know, if you do that, you wind up quite miserable, actually. Well, we got as far as the title of this second one. We should start. We should start. Oh, I love that word, should. Yeah, we use that word should a lot, don't we? Yeah. What does should mean? Yeah. This is an English class, not a Dharma class. No. You should brush your teeth. Does that mean you do brush your teeth? Does that mean you did brush your teeth? You're going to brush your teeth? You are brushing your teeth? Your mother and father told you to brush your teeth? Your dentist told you to brush your teeth? What does you should brush your teeth mean? Yeah, that word should is so wonderful. Yeah, you're supposed to brush your teeth. Oh, supposed to. Don't you love that word? Yeah? His girlfriend's supposed to always be nice to him. Yeah. She's never supposed to be mean, is she? Yeah, she's not supposed to be mean. But sometimes, is she mean?
Depends on what I did, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, if she's mean about somebody else, she's not mean. But if she's mean about you, then she's mean. When does she become mean? But he loves her anyway. But he doesn't love me when I'm mean. Yeah. I have to show him. Okay, where's that page again? The second axiom states that all contaminated phenomena, all contaminated things and events are unsatisfactory, meaning that they are all in the nature of suffering. According to Buddhism, there are 3 levels of suffering. Wrong. 3 levels of suffering. There's ouch, ouch, and ouch. Yeah? There's not 3 levels of suffering. There are 3 levels of dukkha. Yeah? Because when you're happy, you know, you don't say, ouch, do you? Yeah? But when you're happy, you're not suffering. But this one thinks you're suffering. So this one thinks that even when you attain Buddhahood and you're happy, you're still suffering. Yeah, because you said you could feel happy and suffering at the same time.
And the Buddha doesn't have the dukkha of change.
But dukkha and suffering are 2 different things.
I was following the translation in the book.
Why do you believe everything you read?
You read it.
And I bet you use the term self-cherishing too.
No.
Oh. You try and teach people. You have the Buddha nature. No, I don't. I'm suffering. You have the Buddha nature. Oh, I have the Buddha nature. I'm perfect. Yeah, are you perfect? What does perfect mean? Perfect is like should and supposed to. It's one of those words nobody really knows what it means, but we use it a lot. Like suffering. Yeah. Yeah. The next time she writes on the board, I'm sick, I'm going to go and say, no, you're not sick, you're happy. Yeah, you're happy. Why are you? Yeah, you're happy. Why are you writing on the board that you're not coming to puja? Yeah, you're happy. You should come. Yeah. I don't care. Stomach ache or no stomach ache. You can throw up somewhere else. The second axiom states that all contaminated phenomena, all contaminated things and events are unsatisfactory, meaning that they are all in the nature of dukkha. According to Buddhism, there are 3 levels of dukkha. Okay. The first level of dukkha includes the obvious physical and mental sensations of pain and discomfort that we can easily identify as suffering. This kind of dukkha is primarily at the sensory level, pleasant or painful sensations of feelings in the body or in the mind. The second level of dukkha is the dukkha of change. Although certain experiences or sensations may seem pleasurable and desirable now, and you say, I'm happy, except she says, I'm suffering. This poor person is never happy. Yeah? You give her chocolate chip cookies with orange juice and vinegar, and she's still not happy. Yeah? But if you add chia seeds. If you add chia seeds, yeah, then she likes it. Yeah. Chia seeds make everything good. Tahini. Not tahini. Did you say tahini or tahini? You added tahini. Okay, yeah, so it's a chocolate chip cookies with tahini and chia seeds, orange juice and vinegar. And yes, and cabbage. Yeah. Maybe that constitutes the first level of dukkha, the obvious physical and mental unpleasant experiences. The second level of dukkha is the dukkha of change. Although certain experiences or sensations may seem pleasurable, you got to look at the words, seem pleasurable and desirable now, inherent within them. Inherent? Nothing is inherent. How can you use the word inherent? Anyway, inherent within them, does that mean they're inherently existent? Inherent within them is the potential for culminating in an unsatisfactory experience. Inherent within them is the potential for culminating in an unhappy, unsatisfactory experience. Okay, so you eat your tahini chia vinegar cookies, and there's a pleasant sensation. Okay, is there inherent in that the potential for being unhappy, for being unsatisfactory? Are those cookies? Yeah, those delicious tahini vinegar chocolate chip chia seed cookies with cabbage. Yeah. Do they have the potential to make you unhappy?
If you eat too many.
If you ate too many. But when you eat the first one, you're very happy. You eat the second one, you're happy. So they're making you happy. If you ate 444, yeah, the 444th wouldn't make you happy. Which one starts making you unhappy? It's a pleasant feeling at the beginning. At what point does that same object that brought a pleasant feeling now bring an unpleasant one? How many chocolate chip tahini vinegar cookies with cabbage do you have to eat for it to be unpleasant?
3. 1.
She can eat 443. Yeah, you smile just like she does. See, I'm smiling. I'm not stupid. Don't point me out. The two of you. You're not smiling anymore. Oh, dear. Oh, now you're smiling again. Okay. I don't know, is she happy or miserable? She smiles and she's not smiling. Okay. So it has the potential culminating in an unsatisfactory experience. Okay. When you fall in love, is there in the potential, do you still have the potential for an unsatisfactory experience? Yes. Yeah. Then why do you say, I'm in love and the world is wonderful? If that time when you are in love and the world is wonderful, there's the potential to have an unsatisfactory experience, then is your happiness real happiness? Or is it suffering? It's not suffering. Is it real happiness? It's not real happiness from its own side, is it? Yeah. When you go from happiness, when you have that, the 443rd cookie, what is it that makes the 444th cookie suffering? The first one, but the first one you say is delicious.
Not inherently delicious.
Not inherently delicious, but it's delicious. It can be delicious without being inherently delicious. Can it be delicious and inherently delicious at the same time? No. Why not?
Contradictory.
What's the contradictory? Because when you eat it and it's delicious, you think it's inherently delicious. Yeah? What in it makes it inherently delicious? Or are you nutty? Yeah. Oh, so now there's nuts in the cookies. That's how I became nutty. We better quit. Okay. So we're still on that second one. Yeah. Okay. But look at how when you use words, you think behind that word there is a real object or a real quality that has some nature inherent in it that makes it that. Yeah. That's the way our ordinary mind thinks, Inside that cookie, there is happiness. So I want that cookie. Yeah? But if you keep on eating those cookies, you get a massive stomach ache. But you're still happy. She's still happy. The rest of us are miserable. You practice thought training. I have a stomach ache. I'm happy. You're nuts. Well, except you're supposed to think that way when you practice thought training. I'm so happy that this karma ripened as a stomach ache. So are you happy or are you suffering? Well, we already know she can be both, so we can be both too. Okay, but look at how when we use a word, we assume that whatever we give that word to has some nature in it that makes it the meaning of what we think that word means. Yeah. But just because I give it that word doesn't mean everybody agrees with me. Yeah. So am I right or am I wrong? Yeah. But you don't want to be wrong. Who wants to be wrong? Yeah. She likes those cookies. She's wrong. But she's so wrong that she thinks I'm wrong because I don't like them. But that means she's really doubly wrong. How do you feel being wrong? Okay. But yeah, this, when your mood changes or when you have ideas about who somebody is, stop and really think about this. What am I attributing to that person, and does it have that quality? Iraq did not have weapons of mass destruction. It did not. Isn't that amazing that so many people were killed because of something that was non-existent? Yeah, but people thought it exists. If we think something exists, does that mean it exists? If you have the thought that exists, yeah, he thinks a dead person is a person. Does that, yeah, you have the thought that dead person, yeah, you were convinced of that about an hour ago. Oh, now you're smiling too. Okay. So, yeah. If you think something and give it that name, does that make it that? What makes something that? What makes that cookie delicious or disgusting? Besides the fact that they both start with D. Yeah. Interesting, okay? So this actually pertains quite a bit to our life. It's not just a word game, because it has to do with how we conceive of something, how we think something is certain qualities. We often confuse has and is. Yeah. Okay. So we'll still be on the third quality tomorrow. Second one. Oh, but I thought it was the third. Doesn't it make the third? I mentioned the second one. Isn't that good enough? Can't we go on? So you want to stay with all contaminated phenomena are suffering? Yeah, you want that to be your slogan from today until tomorrow? All contaminated are suffering. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. Okay, that means I'm not coming to puja tonight. Yeah, that also means you're not eating lunch today because you're suffering too much to eat. Yeah. Okay, let's quit while we're ahead.